Garcia has not been jabbing as much in the last.
Romero. Garcia versus
Rolando Romero is doing everything he can to turn his fight against Ryan Garcia into a personal battle before they even step into the ring on May 2nd in Times Square. As soon as Garcia's suspension ends, he's being thrown straight into this heated showdown, and Romero is making sure it's anything but friendly. He's not just promoting the fight, he's attacking Garcia in every way possible, calling him fake, a wannabe model, and claiming he hasn't improved since their sparring days. Garcia, never one to shy away from a verbal battle, is firing back in his usual style, making this one of the most intense build-ups boxing has seen in years.
If they land, they can do some damage. And Ryan Garcia, look, he's coming off, it's going to be about a year now. He's hungry. He's hungry to get on.
That will help him if he doesn't have the potential of getting that right hand.
This fight, headlining the Road to Season event under Turki Alal Shik's organization, has all the signs of a street fight rather than a technical boxing match. With the bright lights of Times Square as the backdrop, the tension between Ryan Garcia and Rolando Romero is only growing stronger with each passing day. The undercard is impressive, featuring Devin Haney facing off against Jose Ramirez and Imo Lopez going up against Arnold Barbosa, but let's be honest, all eyes are on the two men who genuinely can't stand each other.
Don't try too much. Rolly's going to give you everything you want, so kind of just going to let the fight come to me, and then I'm going to take over. I'm a better fighter all around, so I feel like...
After serving a controversial suspension for violating the substance abuse policy, Ryan Garcia is finally getting the chance to move past all the drama. His victory over Devin Haney in April 2024 should have been the highlight of his career, but the issues with his weight and the suspension cast a shadow over that achievement. Now, with a full year to reflect on everything that's happened, Garcia is stepping back into the ring with something to prove. He's not just fighting Rally. He's fighting every critic who said his career was finished. Rally, on the other hand, is determined to make sure Garcia never gets the redemption he's looking for.
Bring on Broly. He's part of PBC. We already ran it once with PBC. I need to get my get back. I'm going to beat Broly, and we're going to have that. I just pray to God. Pray to God.
Punching the longer reach, the taller guy in Garcia.
Raleigh's trash talk is more than just typical pre-fight banter. He's making it very personal. In an interview with Ring Magazine, he made it clear that he views Ryan Garcia as nothing more than an Instagram star pretending to be a boxer. He just wants to be a model, Raleigh scoffed. The only thing I care about right now is Ryan Garcia. I don't think he's grown as a fighter, he just does the same old things. These words carry weight, especially since Raleigh knows Garcia from their sparring sessions when they both trained under Abel Sanchez. From Raleigh's perspective, Garcia hasn't changed at all. He's still the same flashy fighter with speed, but without the real depth to back it up.
Let's go. Don't you stay moving.
Ended that one just missed, but Garcia shows up as Davis lands the left, goes to the body.
Raleigh has something to prove after his painful loss to Isaac Pitbull Cruz. That defeat wasn't just a setback for him, it was an embarrassment. He was bullied in the ring and stopped. Now, he's determined to make up for that humiliation. What better way to do that than by knocking out one of the biggest names in boxing right in the middle of New York City? However, Ryan Garcia isn't intimidated. He's faced worse criticism and bigger challenges throughout his career. Whether you agree with his antics, his social media posts, or his sometimes unpredictable behavior, one thing is clear. When Garcia steps into the ring, he delivers. His left hook is still one of the most dangerous punches in boxing, and his speed can turn the tide of a fight in an instant. Garcia knows Raleigh is trying to get into his head, but if there's one thing Garcia excels at, it's using doubt as fuel to push him even harder.
Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero is going to be a big event. And sadly, it may destroy Devin Haney's and Lomachenko's, destroy their numbers.
What makes this fight even more intense is the fact that it almost didn't happen. These two were supposed to fight before, but Raleigh backed out to face Pitbull Cruz instead. That decision backfired spectacularly, and now he's crawling back into Garcia's orbit, hoping to rewrite history. But Garcia isn't in a forgiving mood. He sees this as a chance to humiliate Raleigh in the same way Pitbull did, if he gets the knockout. Raleigh's stock takes another massive hit, and his reputation as a big talker who can't back it up in the ring will be sealed.
Hey, all I can say for a fact is I'm never going to be on the Devin Haney on the card.
jab by.
Both fighters are known for their aggressive styles, but their reasons for stepping into the ring couldn't be more different. Garcia is coming in with a mix of anger and a desire for redemption. After being sidelined for a year, forced to watch as the boxing world moved on without him, he's now back and ready to make a statement. A dominant win over Romero would not only get him back in the mix, but would put him right back at the top of the conversation. Romero, on the other hand, is fighting to stay relevant. A loss here doesn't just set him back. It could push him into obscurity. He already has a reputation for being an over-the-top trash talker who struggles against elite competition. If Garcia dominates him, Romero's credibility could take a serious hit, one that might be impossible to recover from. For Romero, this fight is about survival. For Garcia, it's about reclaiming his place as one of boxing's biggest stars.
We sparred twice, and there's always it's gonna be. I mean, that fight will sell out. I know that fight will sell out. That's one of those mega fights that me and Ryan. That's a fight I'm definitely interested in.
We've seen Garcia under
Garcia, known for his incredible speed and powerful left hook, is confident he'll make a big statement in the ring, promising to put Romero to sleep. While his main focus is on the fight ahead, it's clear that a potential rematch with Devin Haney is also on his mind, adding even more drama to the already intense buildup. The card itself is packed with action, including Teofimo Lopez defending his WBO super lightweight title against Arnold Barbosa Jr., and Devin Haney facing former champion Jose Ramirez.
My boy, Rolly. Cool. Give him a little message. Give him a little message, man. What's up with Ryan?
No Vaseline.
You heard?
The real focus is on Garcia and Romero, two fighters with huge personalities and even bigger ambitions. Romero sees Garcia as the perfect chance to get back in the spotlight, but Garcia has other plans. He's coming off a controversial win over Haney, a fight where he dominated with multiple knockdowns, only for the victory to be overshadowed by a positive test for Osterine. Now, with his suspension almost over, Garcia is eager to remind everyone why he's one of the most talked about names in boxing.
But it's going to be a good fight. No? You think? Huh?
Someone's going to get knocked out.
Yeah, for sure. Somebody get knocked out.
Was it Ryan or was it Rolly? Because they both...
I ain't going to lie. Rolly hit hard. People be sleeping on Rolly because he been obviously, I don't know how to say it.
working with Joe Goosen.
Yeah, Joe Goosen has done it.
At the press conference, Garcia's confidence was evident when he was asked how long he thought Romero would last in the ring with him. Without hesitation, Garcia made it clear that while he's taking the fight seriously, his main focus is on a potential rematch with Haney. That doesn't mean he's overlooking Romero. Garcia made sure to say that he plans to train hard and handle business on May 2nd. However, in his mind, he already knows how the fight will end. I'm going to put Raleigh to sleep with a left hook. That's it. That's what you're going to see. Period, he said, leaving no doubt that he's ready to deliver a knockout that fans won't forget.
He just said he's looking past you to fight Devin Haney. That doesn't concern you at all?
I think Devin should get the fight again.
But he said he's not even worried about you. He's not even thinking about you. He's looking forward to that.
One of the more unexpected changes leading up to this fight is Garcia's decision to have his father, Henry Garcia, as his lead trainer. Initially, Garcia planned to train under Eddie Rosso, who would help guide him through a successful period in his career. However, with Rosso fully committed to Canelo Alvarez's undisputed super middleweight fight on May 3rd, Garcia had to make other arrangements. Instead of bringing in another high-profile trainer, he's chosen to stick with family, a decision that has raised some eyebrows. Despite the surprise, Garcia believes it's the best choice for this fight. Circumstances just didn't work out this time, he told Ring Magazine. So, I'll be training with my dad for this fight.
A lot of back and forth between you and Ryan Garcia. What are your thoughts and what message would you send him right now, brother? I have no thoughts. He's not a boxer. Of course, thank you.
Davis, he will try to go downstairs. There he is, that partially blocked. But
it's an interesting decision, especially considering Garcia's history of changing trainers over the years. He's worked with Rosso, Joe Goosen, and most recently, Derek James, who was in his corner for the Haney fight. James helped guide him to what seemed like a career-defining win, but when the fight was ruled a no contest due to the test failure, Garcia was left in limbo. Turning to Rosso seemed like the natural choice, but with Canelo's schedule conflicting, Garcia has decided to rely on his father for guidance instead. Garcia has spoken highly of his time training with Rosso again, saying it felt natural and familiar. But as fight night approaches, the real question is whether this last-minute change in his corner will impact his performance Meanwhile, Teofimo Lopez, another fighter on the May 2 card, has also been training with Rosso, though it's still uncertain if Rosso will be in his corner on fight night. Lopez has made it clear that he wants to face Garcia at some point, and Garcia has shown interest in that matchup as well. When asked about potential future fights beyond Romero and Haney, Garcia didn't hesitate to name Lopez as someone he'd like to fight. T.O., right there, I want that. I want that, he said. If Garcia gets past Romero and Haney, a showdown with Lopez could turn into one of the biggest fights in boxing.
Sharp jab by Garcia.
For now, all eyes are on Times Square, where Garcia and Romero will finally settle their differences. It's an unusual location for a boxing match, but with the event being organized under the banners of Riyadh Season and Turkey Al-Leak, it's clear that this is meant to be more than just a typical fight. It's a spectacle designed to grab attention and make headlines. Garcia, with his huge social media following, is the perfect headliner for such an event. But beyond all the glitz and glamour, there's a real fight to be won. And Garcia knows that one bad night against Romero could throw off everything he's worked for.
Who would you say is another good trash talker in boxing?
Right now, man, really, just that retarded ass fool, Rolly, to be honest. Rolly right now probably runs his mouth the most, but he can.
To forego a final fight, was supposed to face Macedo Jesco before this fight, said no.
Romero, despite his flaws, is a dangerous opponent. He's unpredictable, awkward, and has real power. With a record of 13 knockouts and 16 wins, it's clear he can hurt opponents if given the chance. And with Garcia's chin being tested in the past, there's always a chance for an upset if he gets careless. But Garcia doesn't seem concerned. He believes he's on a whole different level and is eager to prove it. As fight week approaches, the tension between the two will only rise. Both fighters have big personalities, and it's certain that the press conferences and weigh-ins will be full of fireworks. But when the bell rings on May 2nd, it all comes down to who's better inside the ring. Garcia has already predicted that he'll finish the fight with a left hook. Now, it's just a matter of whether Romero can survive long enough to prove him wrong. Garcia has been vocal about wanting to show the world that he's serious about boxing again, and this fight is his chance to do just that. Meanwhile, Romero, never one to back down from a war of words, has been relentless in his trash talk. He mocked Garcia's skills, dismissed his growth as a fighter, and promised to punch him in the face. The bad blood between them is undeniable, and with both fighters holding knockout power, fans can expect an explosive showdown when they step into the ring.
Think Ryan cleans up Rolly?
I do.
Think he wins the fight? Yeah,
I think for both fighters obviously the common opponent right there. I think that both fighters, obviously Ryan just fought Tank. Yeah. I think he'll be better since fighting Tank. Yeah. And then the same thing with Rolly. I think Rolly became better from fighting Tank.
He landed were good ones, and Davis now moving forward because he wants to try and.
This fight is more than just a comeback for Garcia. It's a critical turning point in his career. His victory over Devin Haney was supposed to be his defining moment, proof that he belonged among boxing's elite. Instead, it turned into one of the most controversial fights in recent history. Garcia failed multiple tests for Haney, which led to his win being overturned and a 1-year suspension. As a result, many fans and analysts began questioning his status as a top fighter, with some even wondering if he would ever return to the ring. Now, with the suspension nearly behind him, Garcia is determined to silence his critics and prove them wrong.
So you literally can't eat?
At all.
So how are you functioning? Are you dying?
Cocaine.
I've never tried that before.
No?
No.
That shit gives you hella energy.
You're serious?
Yeah. Ryan Garcia does it.
Whoa. I could vouch Ryan doesn't do that.
At the recent press conference, Garcia openly acknowledged his past mistakes and promised to change how people see him. He admitted to dealing with personal challenges, but emphasized that he is now fully focused on his boxing career. "I want to be great," he said. "I want to show everybody that you can come back from anything." His words seemed to signal a shift in his mindset, one that could make him even more dangerous in the ring. However, Romero isn't convinced. The outspoken fighter made it clear that he doesn't think much of Garcia's skills and believes this fight will once again expose him.
Ryan Garcia? Bro, he's one of the most entertaining fighters I've ever seen in my life. He gets hit, you don't know where. He throws some random ass hook that knocks people out. He gets hit. He does some weird ass fetal.
And people wondered, would that be good for him or bad for him or to keep him sharp?
Romero also took aim at Garcia's persona outside the ring, suggesting that Garcia is more interested in being a model than a boxer. While some of his remarks may just be trash talk, they point to a common criticism of Garcia, that he focuses more on his style than his skills in the ring. Romero, of course, has his own reasons to be fired up. His last fight ended in disaster when he was stopped by Pitbull Cruz in what many saw as an embarrassing loss. Before that, Romero had been hyped as a dangerous puncher, but Cruz took him apart, winning the WBA super lightweight title in the process. Now Romero is in desperate need of a comeback win, and beating Garcia would be the perfect way for him to prove he's still a serious threat in the division.
Into that.
I'm with Al Heyman. Al Heyman, Ryan Garcia's biggest fight was with Al Heyman. The most money he ever made was with Al Heyman. And then he goes back and fights for crumbs on a shitty TV network. Like, Al Heyman offered me a way better deal. Al Heyman's the best in boxing, and hands down.
Adding even more excitement to this fight is the fact that Garcia's longtime rival Devin Haney will be fighting on the same card. Haney, who will face Jose Ramirez in the co-main event, has already agreed to a rematch with Garcia if both fighters win on May 2nd and don't make Q. This makes the stakes even higher for Garcia. Garcia has been very vocal about wanting that rematch. He's called out Haney multiple times, making it clear that their rivalry is far from over. But before he can think about Haney, Garcia needs to get past Romero, who is more than ready to spoil his plans. With Romero's power and aggressive fighting style, this is far from an easy fight for Garcia. At the recent Fatal Fury press event, Ryan Garcia didn't hold back when talking about Devin Haney. While Garcia is focused on his upcoming fight with Rolando Romero, he made it clear that Haney is still on his mind. This time, Garcia didn't just talk about a potential rematch, he went all in, accusing Haney of setting him up in the PED scandal that led to his one-year suspension. Garcia said, "I'm really focused on just beating Devin Haney again. That's all I'm worried about. Not even to redeem myself, just to prove that Osterine, which you probably set up, isn't what people think."
Situation. I see that that's the most tension. Is there real beef there, or is it just you want to get ahead and you see him as a guy that you sparred a lot and you feel you should be in that position?
No, I want to chop that kid's head off.
Why?
Garcia. We've seen...
Garcia didn't stop there. He pushed a conspiracy theory, suggesting that Haney's brother somehow knew about his positive PED test before it was made public. To Garcia, this was evidence that Team Haney played a part in what happened. He accused them of being corrupt and claimed they simply couldn't accept losing. Garcia made it clear that he still believes his knockout win over Haney was legitimate, no matter what the test results showed. He also argued that no performance-enhancing drug could have helped him land so many clean shots on Haney. Garcia said, "Osterine doesn't help you block a left hook, bro. You got hit like 1,000 times. You got bounced off the canvas. You know damn well I don't use substances. I had that win in my pocket the whole time."
You got the best left. The best left in the world.
All those right hands Garcia landed were good ones, and Davis now moving forward because he wants to.
Despite all the tension between them, there's still a chance that Garcia and Haney could face off in the ring again. Haney is scheduled to fight Jose Ramirez on May 2nd, the same night Garcia will take on Romero in Times Square. While Haney is the favorite going into his fight, Ramirez is a tough competitor. If Haney happens to lose, some might think it would end any hopes for a Garcia-Haney rematch. However, respected trainer Robert Garcia believes that's not the case. He says the rematch can still happen, pointing out that the fight caused so much controversy that even a Haney loss wouldn't stop it from taking place. Garcia stated, "It's not like it can't happen just because Haney loses. I still think this fight can happen." So, if Ramirez beats Haney, Garcia and Haney could still meet in the ring, and it would still be a big fight.
I mean, I hope he keeps training with Derek James. That shoulder roll. It was a good performance. Yeah, he won. Yeah. He stopped Jordan. Yeah, it was a great performance. It was a good performance. Yeah.
The first fight between Garcia and Haney was already one of the most intense boxing moments of the year. Garcia shocked everyone by knocking Haney down multiple times and winning by majority decision. However, when Garcia's test results came back positive, the fight was ruled a no contest, and Garcia was suspended. Since then, Garcia has been calling for a rematch, wanting to prove that his win was legitimate. With both fighters likely to compete on the same night again, the excitement around their rivalry is only growing. If they both come out victorious in their upcoming fights, a rematch is almost certain. But even if Haney loses, the tension and bad blood between them could still make the rematch happen. For Garcia, he first needs to get past Rolly Romero. How do you think the fight will go? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates.